Right, so today is a massive day in the journey of this, the world's longest. We have number plates, so it can only mean one thing. I believe this is ready to go back on the streets. To be honest with you, some of the cars on the streets, I know this is better than half of them because I drive around Birmingham and I see the state of some of the cars. So I believe, or me and my dad, the bloke in his pyjamas again, believe this is ready for the road. So we've done everything we can to make this car roadworthy. So there's only one way to find out if she's roadworthy. Let's go and take her for an MOT and see if she passes. So guys, if you're watching this, cross your fingers, because I could really do with getting this off this drive. So let's get it done. Right then, wish us luck. We are ready to get a cheeky MOT. Let's go. Got all the bits and bobs in the back. I'm just going to say that it is a project, and yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm praying and hoping, so fingers crossed. Right, so after a successful first drive to the MOT station, the tracking's out a bit. I am getting 37.5 mpg. I'll put it in green mode. I just want to see what the car feels like first. But I had a little knock and I was like, ooh, like it's scary, but the car's never been over a bump in like 15 months, so it's going to take a bit of time for the bushes and to remember how they work and that. So yeah, fingers crossed guys, let's get this done. As I was at the shops, I was like, pulled away and I heard a dink, and I was like, what the hell was that? And then as I pulled away, I looked and I was chewing out coolant. So if you can see, I don't know if you can see, but see this pipe here? Look. This pipe here just shut off, so I don't actually know what happened. I'm hoping it's just because the circuit wasn't on properly. It looks like it's fine. So yeah, I'm not too sure why it actually come off. So I'm going to stick it on. Thankfully, I didn't fill it up with coolant. I just put water in it, so I didn't bleed it properly. I don't think it was hot air was coming out of the vents, so I'm not too sure on that one, but I need to see if I can get in there, which is going to be a bit of a git, I think. So imagine a year later, we have actually got the car on the road, but we still have one more little tiny baby little fault to deal with, and I'm going to show you that today. But today, let's get it on, let's go. So we took the car to the MOT station and I was bricking it. Like, this is the first time this has been properly drove since it's been put back on the road, and we picked up some issues prior. So before we went to the MOT station, we went to a tyre place and we had some brand new tyres fitted, because this could have been the reason why he crashed the car, because them rear tyres, yeah, were no good for nobody. The inside edge had like delaminated, and it had basically stepped onto where the original, because it's cambered so much, it was like, I'm going to insert pictures and you can actually see how bad it is for yourself. But anyway, they've been replaced. We've got some Nexans. Obviously I'm at a point where I'm like, I do obviously want to replace with what I'm using, but at the same time I've spent so much money on this car, and why am I going to spend 200 quid on tyres when I could spend like 150? At the end of the day, I'm getting to the point now where, unless I'm racing it or going on track or doing something silly, I'm doing the speed limit, I'm dodging potholes. Why do I need the best AR1 tyres or AAA Rs? So I've just literally gone for some nice sporty Nexans. They actually do look pretty decent, to be fair. Let me show you these. They do actually look nice, to be fair. They're called Nefera Sport. They do feel like quite a soft tyre, to be fair. 215 45 17. But yeah, they seem like quite a nice tyre. So we've gone for them on the back, and then we've kept the privacy 4s on the front. So two things you'll find, obviously we got the tyres done, and then when we took it for an MOT, he said the lower ball joint was quite bad, and if I'm honest, I didn't realise that. I thought he had replaced the lower ball joint because he did a few things prior to it being smashed up, because he put a new drive shaft in, but like the drive shaft was ripped out but he didn't put a new ball joint in. It makes absolutely no sense. So yeah, what we're gonna do today, I've been on Autodoc. Shout out to Autodoc. This is not sponsored, by the way, but if you want to check them out down below, I'm gonna link it. I get all my car parts from there because they are a lot cheaper. They take a couple of days to come, but they're a lot better than what they used to be. They've definitely upped their game with deliveries. So yeah, let's get this car in the air. Hopefully this is a relatively easy one. So let's go. So as you can see, we've still got a few things to do. We need to paint it. I need to mess around with a headlight connector because I don't like how it's connected, so I want to like buy a new bit of loom, cut it, tape it up and connect it over. And I need wheel arch liners for the inside of the car. But the only thing is, it all comes down to like painting. It's going to cost a lot, and I'm at the point now where I'm like, I want to drive around in it because I haven't drove a car for that long, and it's like, if I just paint it and get it sold. So I think I'm just going to put a bit of money away until I can afford to actually get it painted. Until then, I'm just going to send it with like 3 different colours of paint. Apparently there is a bit of movement in this. So this looks like a bit of an insert, so if I can undo this one here right in the middle, and then there is a little like a bolt / TX along this side. I am gonna have to go like right in here to try and get it. It doesn't look like it's the best access thing, but you know what we're gonna do, as we always do, we're gonna send it. Right, so I've spun the wheel around a little bit. We've got the 14mm on there, and it does look like it's pulling it out a bit. So as I'm undoing it, see the little pinch bolt? It looks like it's opening that up a bit, which hopefully is good news, because I'm going to have to smack this to get this out, and then it looks like I'm going to have to undo this as well because this is attached to that. I just hope this new one that I've got there has got it also. So this bolts out, this bolts out. I just need to get to access to this one, which I think is right up there. So I'm hoping if I can undo them two and then smash the ball joint out, theoretically I should be able to get the new one in. I'm going so gentle with this because it looks like it's like a star torque, so it's like I need like a female like socket, so it's like a multi-spline star. I'm using 11mm, but I'm going very, very slowly with this because I do know how this could end up if I'm too rough with it. And if I'm honest, if this did shear, I would be one very, very upset boy. That felt loose, but it's still in there. Great difficulty in a rubber mallet. It looks like it's slowly coming. I've got the worst like angle ever on this. There we go, that's out. All I need to do now, I think, yeah, all I need to do now is get this bolt. It's like it's out, but it's not, you know, when it just spins but it doesn't come out to you. So I'm just working out that, and then hopefully if I get that out, then I should be able to this one basically is located in, because that one's bolted in and that one's bolted in. So come on, let's go. Right, so what I've done here is I can't get this bolt out. See that right in there? It won't come out fully. So what I've done is I've just cracked these with this. So there's that one there, that one there, and that one underneath. I'm just going to undo this and hope that, because this will free up that bit, I'm hoping this bolt will come out then, because that's all that's holding it together. So let's go. Yeah boy, come at me guys. Let's go. So theoretically, yeah, if all is well now, come on my son, what are you being held in, boy? Because I can't see it. So I've got it out, but it's not looking the greatest, because this here looks like it's part of this. Like, I've been trying to hammer it and pull it off, but it looks like it's like a secure unit, so it's not looking the greatest, to be honest. Right, so I was getting I was moving at a really alarming rate, that everything was going too smooth, too quick. And now I've, for some reason, Autodoc, when I was ordering the part, didn't say, oh, you might need this because this doesn't come out. Apparently people are saying it comes out. Someone said you need a press. Someone said a hammer WD-40. I don't know. I don't know how I'm getting that out. It looks like that's just stuck in there, to be honest. So apparently the insert of that comes out. It goes onto there. But yeah, you see what I'm dealing with. I knew it was going too easy. Everyone I spoke to said rubber mallet, grease. Some people said they've never managed to get one out. It's a common problem on these, and that's probably why I can't see any lower arm videos on the Mini. I'm up against it, man, and I need to eat dinner. I'm just getting no time. This is so crap. I start in a job at like 5 o'clock in the evening, and then life gets in the way, and yeah, so we're gonna have to order a lower arm insert. So yes, I've got the lower arm, but there's no insert. Come on, Autodoc, man, at least add this into your description, because it's not good enough. So I'm gonna have to do some research now and find out what I need. Is it like the outer shell or the inner piece? So yeah, my car's stuck in the air now because I've put the lower arm out and I can't get the new one on. So amazing. Oh, look at this. There's the old one. There's the new one. Everyone said if you try and put a new one in, normally you split the bush. I have checked, the bush is not split, so I haven't got to wait 4 or 5 days for that. And so I can already tell this is going to be an absolute knob cheese. This looks like it's going to be a git to line up, so I'm just trying to get this in first, and then I'm going to just slot this in place, and then I'm going to have to try and hook up by crook, try and get like a screwdriver in the hole and just try and like move it, and then once I get one bolt lined up, I'm hoping it will just slot into place. But yeah, I'm struggling at the minute, so I've got my little rubber mallet. I'm just going to try and slap it, and hopefully that goes in. So let's go. The story continues. So it's 12 minutes to 10. I genuinely think I've been on this first bolt for about 45 minutes. For some reason, everything is so tight. Like it's so tight to get into the actual lower arm of the car. So I've just got one bolt in. I don't think I've got time to get the shop. I was going to get a beer from the shop, but I don't think I'm going to have time now. So yeah, let's try and get this done. Right, so you ready for this? I managed to get the one bolt in, yeah, which was an absolute nightmare. So whether there be any bushes on there or anything, the one solid bush that goes into like the lower subframe was so hard to get in, and I managed to get it in, and I had to get like a flathead underneath it to prop it up and all that stuff. And then when I come to the other side on the bush that I pressed out, I was like, I know obviously there's a bit of play in it because I've pressed it on, and I know that obviously it's going to flex because that's what it is, and it naturally is a bush. So, but I've got a flathead underneath it, yeah. So I got a flathead, and I tried to like line the holes up. So I got 2 bolts, boom, got them in, and the 2 on the other side. I thought, it doesn't matter how much I try and manipulate this, they're not going to go in. So what I did was, I got the 2 that I can see close to the body, there's 2 that go, one goes above like the subframe and one goes below it. Them 2 just weren't lining up, so I've done the other 2 up, and then I've looked and I can see like fresh paint and like where it's been seated prior. And it's come to me, and I don't know if you lot already know where this is going. I think when we've pressed the bush back on, we've pressed it on the wrong way around. So for me, It's 10:30 at night, 11:15. England are playing at 1. Football. I got to start work at 7, so we're gonna stay up, have a couple beers. Obviously 1 o'clock start, so have 2 beers, be alright, go to work in the morning. Yeah. So I'm gonna have a look back through some footage and see if I can see anything regarding if they were put on the wrong way around, so we'll see. So yeah, stay tuned for the next clip.